No audio at all. So we have no audio at all, guys. So we have no audio at all, guys. So we have no audio at all, guys. Do you guys hear Eugene talking?
In the United States for built-in Wi-Fi for the entire flight at no extra charge. That was coverage beyond. And tonight, we're taking things together with our new partners at SpaceX, a huge, giant leap forward. Because tonight we are announcing a technology alliance that we call Coverage Above and Beyond.
And then we can do live reactions.
And it's big because it is about solving the biggest pain point in the over 40-year history of our industry. This partnership has a vision that is the end of mobile dead zones. Listen, this is a big pain point. Our country is vast. In fact, it's the 4th largest country in the world by landmass. There are 500,000 square miles uncovered by any cellular network. And this is important. It's important for safety. It's important for connectivity with the people we love. It's important for people in rural areas, for first responders, for sports people like the people in the video. But honestly, it's important for all of us. Because, you know, we have every single one of us, driven down that windy country road through the hills and dales, beyond the reach of any cellular network, and begun to wonder, what would happen? Am I okay? Is this a time? This is not a time when I want my car or my bike or something or my person to fail. This is important. And so this partnership is about imagining a different future.
You can't hear
Imagining
nothing.
a future where if you have a clear view of the sky, you are connected on your mobile phone. Because this is a technology partnership about dedicating T-Mobile's, a slice of T-Mobile's mid-band PCS spectrum to be integrated into Starlink satellites launched next year. So that...
But Dish is going to be doing N53 on 12 gigahertz.
Our vision becomes that you can connect with your existing phone. That is incredible. Because it's a lot like putting a cellular tower in the sky, just a lot harder. And that's why we're here with the world experts at SpaceX. Because we're using a piece of spectrum that your phone already knows. It's a piece of spectrum your phone already knows how to connect to. In fact, the vast majority of phones out there, our aspiration is for them to work right out of the gate with this.
Yeah, it's been slowing down a lot.
This is something that begins
this is probably why.
Next year. We will enter beta, we believe, as soon as late next year with messaging, MMS, and even messaging apps so that you can, with your existing phone, beyond the reach of any cellular network, be connected. And beyond that, we'll keep going. We're going to go after data, we're going to go after voice, and we're going to connect people all across this country. In the lower 48, in vast parts of Alaska, in Hawaii, in Puerto Rico, in territorial waters, and even vast parts of the world's oceans. Does that sound good to you? And it's also something that we'd like to work in all the territories of foreign nations as well. And so this is, in addition to something we're doing in the country, a call to carriers worldwide. Tonight's announcement is an offer for reciprocal roaming with carriers worldwide. If they would like to do something similar to what we're doing with mid-band spectrum dedicated to SpaceX's Starlink constellation, we will be able to offer reciprocal roaming to them so that when those people come and visit the United
Hope you guys
States
like the chat in
and
the
go off
bottom,
the
too.
grid into the national parks,
Using a
they'll
new
be
streaming
connected
platform,
too. And
Mellow.
likewise, when American citizens travel to those countries, they'll be connected. Our vision and our dream is ubiquitous global connectivity. Now, at T-Mobile, we're the Un-carrier. So while we're not here to announce a product tonight, it's a technology alliance, I have to foreshadow for you that I would expect the pricing for this service to be the Un-carrier's favorite price.
So they're going to
The
charge
price
the
that
service
we've made
a fee.
famous, which is that we expect on our most popular plans for this service to be included for
Our
free.
members. I put the link in the community tab for members. Members
And
are
there
allowed
is
to join this live
no
stream,
company in
radio
the
if you wanna
world
join this
I would
live
want
stream. I'll
to
send you a
trust
link
with
on
a
Twitter.
vision this big to partner with
So we can
us
do
to
reactions.
aspire to dream these dreams than the most sophisticated and advanced space organization in the world and its leader, SpaceX and Elon Musk. So please welcome Elon to the stage.
Elon Tusk. Elon Tusk, everybody.
Hey guys. So, yeah, welcome to Starbase. So, it's something that we really want to emphasize because I think there might be some confusion out there. Is that this is the Starlink second generation satellites will be able to broadcast direct to cell phones. So the cell phones you're holding up there, it will be able to transmit directly to your cell or mobile phone. So. Now this won't have the kind of bandwidth that a Starlink terminal would have, but it will enable texting. It will enable images, and if there aren't too many people in the cell zone, you could even potentially have a little bit of video. So the important thing about this is that it means there's no dead zones anywhere in the world for your cell phone, and we're incredibly excited to do this with T-Mobile. It's really great to do this. So. But we do want to work with other partners in other parts of the world and really enable this as a function anywhere. And we've all read about somebody who's, say, been hiking and got lost and perhaps died of thirst or exposure.
So there you go. This is T-Mobile's solution to get coverage in expanded areas. Well, I'm just letting you guys know Dish has been. We've been working on this with the 12 gigahertz spectrum
and be talking to a basketball.
So this is N53. Same thing. Every carrier is going to be doing this.
But now you can call for help. So the thing that I think is really profound about what we're announcing today is that it will save lives. And we will no longer read about these tragedies that happen where people get lost.
About Mr. Elon
only they could have called
saving
for
lives
help.
and stuff, but he can't even get his product out to people that prepaid.
So I think what we're doing here is profound.
2 years ago,
it's going to massively improve people's convenience, and it's going to save lives. So it's incredible.
Screw that guy, man.
And the way we're doing this is with really quite big antennas. So so people might be wondering what technology is necessary to make this work. And in order to make this work, you have to have as you might expect, very big ears. So big antennas on the satellites and powerful antennas, and you need a lot of satellites. But that's kind of what we have with the Starlink Gen 2 satellites. So it's sort of a perfect addition to the Starlink satellites, like I said, we're incredibly excited to be pioneering this revolutionary new technology with T-Mobile. So, so if people might be wondering, what do I need to do to make it work? Well, you don't need to sort of point it at the sky and like follow the satellite or anything like that. We're confident that it will be able to work if it's in your pocket or if you're in your car. Certainly, if you're walking outside or if you just pull your cell phone out, it'll work great. But we think even in your pocket and in your car, it'll work well.
That's what it looks like
and we think probably up to 2 to 4 megabits per cell zone. So that's thousands of voice calls and millions of text messages. So, yeah, I think this is a really a massive game changer. I hope that I'm trying to I'm being maybe a little repetitive on some of these things because I sometimes wonder, like, is the profundity of what we're saying actually going to, because, you know, will the public understand this? Hello, public. Hello, public. Because, you know, those in the audience from T-Mobile and SpaceX obviously understand what we're talking about is really a really big announcement.
But from what this looks like, guys,
understands the magnitude.
So what they're going to be doing with this a lot is you're not going to be able to do high data traffic.
No more dead zones, and
so this is mainly going to be where they're going to end up basically be able to call and text in case you're in an area with no coverage. That's basically what they're. And then let's see if the backhaul, if the rumors I heard were correct about the backhaul with.
Yeah.
All right. So first question that came in advance from somebody in the press was, do I need a special T-Mobile plan? And you know, as I said in my remarks, we're not here to announce the product yet, but my vision for this is that on our most popular plans, we're just going to go ahead and include
this. Bro.
And you know, we feel like that's what the Un-carrier does. That's important. Now, there may be low-cost plans that don't include it, and there our aspiration is to charge a monthly service fee that will be far less than the monthly service fees charged by today's satellite connectivity services. But for the most popular plans at T-Mobile, our vision is to just go ahead and include it for free, just like we did with the global connectivity for our cellular roaming partners all around the world.
So do Starlink satellites have to be reprogrammed to communicate using T-Mobile's radio band? Actually, we need to do more than simply reprogram the satellites. We are constructing special antenna. Like I said, they're actually very big antenna that are also extremely advanced. They're the most advanced phased array antennas in the world, we think. And it has to be, the antennas have to be extremely advanced because they've got to pick up a very quiet signal from your cell phone. And you can imagine if that's like cell phone, that signal's going to travel 500 miles and then be caught by a satellite that's traveling 17,000 miles an hour. And the satellite's got to compensate for the Doppler effect of moving so fast. So this is really quite a difficult technical challenge. But we have it working in the lab, and we're confident this will work in the field. So it's actually a lot of extra hardware on the satellites, and
in a way,
it's also a lot of software. Yes.
This
it's a hard problem. That's
it's
why
going to be a challenge for them, because regardless, you got to remember they still got the native Starlink customers. And this is
bull. So the question is the invitation for all carriers across the world or just the U.S. to start?
Elon, because a lot of people have been
one of the beautiful things about satellites is that they orbit the Earth. And so, our mutual view was the more companies around the world we can get signed up for this, the way T-Mobile is signing up for it tonight, the better. Because, and what we're offering is reciprocal roaming, so that our spectrum, which will be transmitted by the satellites all around the United States, including territorial waters, vast portions of Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, big swaths of the ocean potentially, will be available to visitors in the United States that have carriers all over the world. And our view is that the best way to do this would be to ask them to also participate, find a piece of mid-band spectrum in their country from their carrier that they can dedicate to this in partnership with SpaceX, and then our customers would benefit from the same thing when our customers visit their country. And that's one way this could roll out. And so tonight's message is a call to those carriers to get involved and join the party.
So so this is an open invitation to carriers around the world. Please get in touch with us, and we'd love to partner with you and enable this globally. So, yeah.
Starlink is
Next question right in front of us. Will Starlink handle any of T-Mobile's backhaul transport? Well, we're open to that, and we're partners now. So, that'd
be great.
Yeah, and it's I'm a Starlink customer, so I use the Starlink service right now, and it has blown my mind. I mean, it's an amazing service with massive capacity and speed, and in my experience, fantastic reliability. And so, I do think there's an opportunity as we reach further and further into certain rural areas to make that the way we reach people with full voice data and messaging services. And so, certainly we're open to that.
And there you go, guys. Jesus.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to do, yeah, okay. Does participating messaging apps mean iPhone users on this Starlink connection will be on iMessage as usual, and Android users will be on RCS? We haven't actually we just announced this moments ago, we haven't actually begun working with other companies as to how they will integrate with us. But the reason we said select messaging apps is because it's a bit of a technical problem that we need help from the partner with in order to separate messaging traffic from all other data traffic. We've done this before with prior initiatives at T-Mobile. We know how to do it, but sometimes we need a little bit of involvement from partners. We also need to make sure that they're working with us in a payload-aware way. And so our opportunity over this next few months is to open up a program and invite messaging apps to participate such that they are reaching our network in a way that our network can see and separate the messaging traffic and make it available to participate in this service right out of the gate. So that's the vision. And our partners in the internet have worked with us before. Years ago, we did Music Freedom, and we were the first company to allow you to stream all your music free at T-Mobile back when you sold data by the data bucket. And so we've been through this journey before, and that's basically how it'll work.
Yeah, I think an important thing though is that you will not need to get a new phone. The phone you currently have will work. So, so some audience questions?
Yeah, hey guys. Thanks for doing this. Question for Elon. Eric Berger from Ars Technica. You said the Gen 2 antennas are very big. Can you talk about how big those are? Sort of.
So big.
But I mean, NASA has had some issues with another company's antennas because they were really big. So I'm just trying to get a sense of like how big they are, and then like how many of these can actually fit in the Falcon 9 payload fairing, because you've been talking about launching that in addition to Starship. So thanks.
So we think like this service will be primarily a Starlink V2 satellite. The Starlink V2 is the main body of the satellite is about 7 meters long, so call it maybe 40% longer than an SUV. And then the antennas that we're talking about here will be supplemental to the KU and KA antennas that we're currently using on Starlink 1 and to the laser links. So the Starlink 2 satellites, we intend to have KA, KU, improved KA, KU, and obviously the laser links. And then in addition, we would fold out the sort of cell spectrum antenna that would be also quite large, so on the order of 5 or 6 meters on a side. So roughly 25 square meters.
And then can you get those in the Falcon 9 payload fairing?
The Starlink V2 is meant for Starship. We might, yeah, it's meant for Starship, like those things. So the Starlink V2 satellites are very large and too big to fit in a Falcon 9, but we are actually looking at an interim solution, which is like a sort of Starlink V2 Mini that would maybe launch if the Starship program is delayed longer than expected. Would launch a sort of a smaller Starlink V2 kind of Mini that would fit on a Falcon 9.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, guys, but
Andrew Clifford. It's nice to be here. Thanks for putting this on. I'm with TLPN Network and the Launchpad Official. So I guess the first question, I just have like a question about the technical difficulties that you ran into getting up to this point and actually being able to decide that this was worth pursuing. Like, what was the hardest technical hurdle to get past? Before beta, is there going to be an opportunity for like emergency services or anybody to kind of get their hands in on this to see how well it works?
So yeah, as soon as we have the satellites in orbit, we will try to enable them to connect to cell phones for emergency services. So you actually don't need, unlike a real-time connection, you don't need to have the full constellation of satellites active in order to transmit text messages or email, for that matter. So any kind of asynchronous communication will work even if there's only one satellite. Now, of course, we are.
So this is all going to be low data transmission, guys. So it's not going to be. You're not going to be connecting to this.
It should.
And you're not going to be being able to, let's say, watch a YouTube video or send files or download files. This is just going to be for messaging.
Email.
Maybe an email sends an email. Like you can send it even through 2G.
Half an hour, maybe.
And get that call out.
Go through, but
that's all this is for. If you guys are thinking that this is for high data, you guys will be able to like stream live streams and all this. No, it ain't happening.
Hey, Elon, Luis Balderas with Lab Padre Media. Good to see you.
Which is good, At least it gives you the communication to be able to call someone for help.
Questions, but I'm going to skip those.
Yeah, we got to stay on topic, otherwise.
Yes, sir. So, with this new technology, will this eliminate international plans? And you talked about download speeds. What about upload speeds?
Yeah, this will not. I do want to. This is an amazing thing that we're unveiling, but I do want to make sure that it's understood in the right context. So, the size of the cell that it will be quite large compared to the space-based cell system. The area of the cell will be large compared to a terrestrial system. So this is really meant for places that don't have cell tower connectivity, because although it's like maybe 2 to 4 megabits. The capability that's what the capability is for the entire cell. So if you've got, we're talking about like 1 to 2,000 voice calls per cell, but that cell is going to be quite large.
There you go. See,
so
it's not what you guys think.
It's not a substitute for ground cell stations, because ground cell stations, especially in urban and suburban areas, will definitely be superior to what we're talking about here. This is really meant to provide basic coverage to areas that are currently completely dead.
Thank you.
Bro,
Christian Von
it wasn't meant
here in
for
West
coverage for you to have data speeds.
I wanted to ask about situations that we have.
It was meant for you
in
just to
Rio
have
Grande Valley
be
in
able to
South
call and
Texas.
text. That's it.
The winter freeze,
Just doing the
hurricanes,
same thing
big
right
flood
now. It should
situations
be out
where
shortly
we
too.
kind of run out of bandwidth. We start losing cellular connectivity. It affects everyday people. It affects the first responders. So with what you were talking about earlier, is it going to help assist with that situation?
Yeah, I mean, I can jump in. It's one of the big benefits of this is redundancy. And one of the big priorities of our industry, and I know of the FCC who regulates us, is redundancy. And one of the things about starting next year with messaging, as opposed to trying to plunge right into voice and data right away, is that with messaging, we should be able to handle a lot of messages, many thousands of messages that can be sent. And so when you do have outages that happen through natural disasters or otherwise, there's an opportunity for people at scale to be connected in real time. And Elon was saying there could be a lag at first, but he's talking about before we reach commercial service, right? So eventually, as we hit commercial service and even beta, this is real-time messaging where you send a message, you get an answer. You know, you're connected. And by limiting it to messaging in the early going, it allows us to address use cases like that, complete redundancy to cellular networks, which are subject to the weather because they're here on planet Earth.
Yeah, but this really is a big deal. It's a great question to ask because, yeah, even if an entire region or country was lost connectivity because of a severe, hurricane or floods or fires or tornadoes, earthquakes. There's so many natural disasters, obviously. You would actually still have, even if all the cell towers were taken out, your phone would still work.
There you go. So this is so in case like natural disasters happen, all the cell towers go down, you still have coverage to be able to make a call or a text.
It's Evelyn at Evelo for Tasmanian.com. How many Starlink users can a single Starlink satellite support?
So in this context of
how's it going there?
For this application, we're talking about roughly 2 to 4 megabits per cell zone. So it depends on how many people are in that cell zone. You divide that bandwidth by the.
So what do you think about this going on so far, bro?
Who are using it
I mean,
simultaneously.
a lot of people thought this was going to be where they were going to be able to get like 100 meg coverage in the middle of nowhere, but now,
1 to 2,000
came from the horse's mouth that it's to get coverage, which is good. You need calls and you need text, so in case you break your leg in the middle of nowhere, you can call 911.
Thank you.
Hey,
we have some coming in while you're coming to the stage. We have some coming in from online at Isaac
Exactly.
How will the
I'm not
phones
going to
connect
downplay it.
to
It's
Starlink?
good.
Any special hardware
that's
required?
what we need
I
all
think
the
Elon got
providers
at this
to do.
a little bit. One of the beauties of this approach is that we are using existing T-Mobile mid-band PCS spectrum. Some of the most tried and true spectrum there is, and we own it nationwide. It's one of the pieces that we own contiguous on every single corner of the country. So that allows us to then dedicate that, working together, to the constellation that Starlink operates, so that we are seeing those satellites from every corner of the country. As we said in the remarks, if you have a clear view of the sky, our vision is you're connected. And so your phone doesn't really know. Your phone doesn't know it's connecting to space. It will scan for its home network. It'll scan for terrestrial roaming partners as well. And if it fails to see those things, it will scan again.
Oh, you're going to get
and
on
it
the
will
computer?
connect to the authorized connection from the satellite.
All right.
And it'll think it's connected to a cell tower because that phone is using industry
Hey,
standard
Vominos, how is it now?
communication
Is it
protocols,
good?
and it has the spectrum already built in. At least the vast majority of phones in circulation today do.
It's designed to just fully emulate a cell tower, and it has to do. There's quite a bit of complex hardware and software in that because it is moving so fast. They're traveling overhead at 17,000 miles an hour. Normally, a cell phone tower does not travel at 17,000 miles an hour. So the phone's so we actually have to adjust the signal to account for something called the Doppler effect, which is sort of a increase in frequency as you comes towards you and decrease as it goes away.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, anyway,
this is who's going to benefit
anyway,
the most from it.
It's complicated, but it works, and no extra hardware is needed.
Yeah, hey, Paul Mamakos with Ocean Camera Space Corp. So your both companies are going to work together, kind of contribute different infrastructure together to build a bigger network and stuff. How do you see this maybe going further into the solar system, maybe future partnership there?
Further into the solar system.
Oh God, bro! Now they're talking about Mars. Jesus Christ, bro!
Dude, we can't even get full coverage on dirt. Why are we going to Mars?
That might be the last question.
Bro, look at what Zero Cool said right there. Planet Zorb at his finest.
I guess, thanks everyone.
I commented on Sneed's video yesterday. If this Musk guy is an engineer, I'm a woman from Zorb.
Oh shit!
And last I checked, I had some pecs.
Oh my God!
What?
Oh, Pete, hold on. No, we're gonna get Zero on here, bro. You're crazy, bro. Let me see here. Reply. Oh, there we go. You guys might accidentally get an email here. Oh, okay, it's done. All right, Pete. So now that it's done, all right, guys, that was that part. So, all right, so that's a lot of news, bro. That's a lot of news to hit us all at once.
You're gonna have to recap it for me since I didn't watch any of it. I was eating dinner.
Okay, so basically, he brought up it's gonna cover. They're gonna cover the land mass, plus they're gonna cover a good chunk of the international water borders. That the U.S. still owns. Maybe I think, what is it, 25 miles out or 50
yes,
miles
exclusive economic zone.
Yes. Zero Cool, check your email. It's sent there. And then on top of it, there that call was mentioned. Okay. So they said he didn't like mention for sure, but he said it's not out of the equation.
I got a message from Zero Cool, text message. Send me the link. So let me do that real quick.
Okay, I sent it on the email, but because like I'm using a window, like, well, this is the Linux part, and I'll and it doesn't.
It works fine, man. Let me tell you.
No, I know, but I have to set up RCS or whatever. I have to, how it is. You got to get it going.
Anything you want to set up on Linux, my friend.
But bro, I like the part. Okay, so I'm not gonna downplay it. I like the part knowing that we're gonna have coverage when you're hiking, bro, and you happen to break your leg, which that does happen, bro. You could trip. You didn't see that branch. You broke your leg. You're by yourself hiking. Your phone's gonna be able to call 911. Or it's going to be able to call a loved one, and you can at least send a text with a GPS location of where you're at.
Hey, as long as I'm not charged for that emergency roaming, I'm good.
I don't think they're going to, bro. I really don't. I think it's going to be as a perk. I mean, maybe they might upsell it on the, it might be part of like the Magenta Max feature.
Hey, if it requires Magenta Max and to get this feature, but I can go hiking and my hiking companion breaks a leg.
Well, Mr. Sevi said it's included. It's free.
But seriously, that would sell me on Magenta Max just so I can call and get my companion some help.
Exactly, and they're going to be using the PCS spectrum, which we already know T-Mobile has a bunch of it because of the
Oodles.
Yep. So they have at least minimum 50 megahertz to play with. Minimum.
Tell you this, Carlos. I've had people get injured while I was hiking with them. You know what my least favorite thing to do was? Drop my camel pack and carry their butts out.
Yeah, that's tough, dude.
Oh, I can do it. If I can avoid it, that's my ideal world.
Exactly. But hey, it happens, and it's good, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this is good. They're doing the same thing that Dish is doing with N53 with the 12 gigahertz. It's the same thing that they're doing, which is good. We knew. So, fucking Elon already mentioned it. No,
the non-engineer.
The non-engineer mentioned it's basically not going to be like where you're going to be able to watch YouTube in the middle of nowhere, bro.
I don't give a damn about watching YouTube in the middle of nowhere.
But I'm just throwing the example out there. Like, it's not going to be like where you're going to have, 50 megabytes per second or something. This is literally strictly for calling, texting, and sending like an email. It'll because he said it's like 2 to 4 megabits per cell or something like that, which is enough for like 200 calls. He was saying at simultaneous calls and stuff like that per cell.
You know what, Los? I'm sold. This is good.
Yeah, of course. I'm not downplaying it, bro. It's good stuff. It helps. We need the added coverage, and if they're not willing to build the damn towers there, then at least this gives them the coverage, which is always good. It generates coverage. Hey, you gotta do it however you gotta do it. We're not gonna sit here and poo-poo them. Like, that's good.
It's only game changer to those old school guys like us who are behind the middle of nowhere and we get a flat. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. So, hey, I'm for it, bro. I'm for it. And okay, so let's see here. So this says,
I just want Musk to change his title.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Zero.
I graduated from an engineering school, summa cum laude.
Hey, Zero, cool. Hold on. We're gonna. I'm gonna
check your text. Check your text, Zero Cool. I sent you. Click that linky button. It's a Twitter short one, but it loads you right in here.
All right, there you go. It's sent once again on the email. So here we go. So this is a good. They said that it will be included on most of the popular plans, which in plural statement that implies that it will be included on multiple plans. So I'm thinking it's going to be included on. I would say it's going to work at least on every damn
Magenta
plan, essential plan. I would think essentials too.
Yep.
You know, if it just
it's not going to be that international plus pass though. So Lawrence is out.
Yeah, like they want international carriers to join. So they want other carriers to join, domestic, international, Starlink. So this is basically like T-Mobile saying, remember when T-Mobile did the music and the music freedom, the binge on?
I loved the living daylights out of that. Started rocking to Led Zeppelin the day they announced it.
Caleb, I did send it to that email. Can you please delete that?
Also, check your text message.
It didn't work on the text, so I emailed it to him directly.
It worked on my text. Some people.
Hey, bro. Okay, so, but yeah, bro, you know,
I still love him.
Exactly. So it's not a bad deal, bro. It's not a bad situation. It's looking like it. If they get this right, bro, it could work just right. It's all about executing the plan.
Although, no lie, I am really thinking of changing to Business Ultimate.
Well, I mean,
think Sneed's going to need two Business Ultimate lines, though?
Oh, shit. I know, right? Bro, honestly, I still have my T-Mobile One Business. T-Mobile One Business with Unlimited International, the add-on, the $25 add-on for the unlimited hotspot and unlimited international, unlimited Mexico, Canada, LTE. And it's still unlimited, too. So I love that plan. I'm getting rid of it.
But the question is, if I'm traveling and I need your help, would you do that or bump my AT&T?
Bro,
probably bump the AT&T.
Yeah, we can do that too, bro. Hey, they offer sweet deals, bro. So
I had my sister-in-law go around Eastern and Northern Europe on my T-Mobile business line. She's used to landing in Europe and having her phone not work and not being able to do anything, and she lands and it says, "Welcome to this country. Welcome to France."
Oh, hey Pete, you might have to send it to him because it won't let me send. Somehow not letting me send to the pro.
Okay. Zero cool. Let me send to that email real quick. He texted it to me.
Yeah, because it keeps giving me an error. Like I just checked my email real quick and it says here, mail delivery subsystem. Like it's
okay. Sent message. Let's see if I get a bounce back.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Oh shit!
What's up? What's up, Planet Zorb? What's going on?
Oh man,
he's cursing more than I am already.
Oh no, I don't. Should I just order a round of drinks just for myself tonight? Like,
no. You gotta get me a drink too.
Yeah. I mean, did I call this or what? Man, so basically, it's gonna work like this: your phone, okay, using existing PCS spectrum.
So this is gonna be N2 on my Pixel 6 Pro.
Well, yeah, but here, let me explain how it's gonna work. Okay. I can't believe he even said, "Oh, we're gonna try to use this for bad call too." So you're gonna be using your you're gonna be using your existing 1900 megahertz, so just like 30 megahertz nationwide, for the uplink to get to the satellite. Okay, that's the uplink part. Now the downlink part is, Pete, I sent you I think I sent you at least the 2 gigahertz application for SpaceX. That is going to be the downlink going for your phone, okay? Because you have to have an uplink on one frequency band, right, going to the satellite. You have to have a downlink frequency band that transmits to your phone. That's how that works. That's why so basically, the 2 gigahertz is also a PCS spectrum, okay? It goes from 1900 to 2 gigahertz, okay? That's how it's going to fucking work, all right? The second
does it work on my Pixel?
Yeah. It's on. Yeah. So basically, any phone that supports that has the Sprint's PCS frequency range in it.
So if it's band 25 compatible, you're gravy.
That's also true. That's the other thing I was wondering about. That's why they're launching it next year. I want to say that when having the N25, you're going to have more like your N2 will work. Don't get me wrong, it'll work.
I love my N25 though.
But here's the thing. The reason why you want, I'll explain number 2 right now. So listen up. So the reason why you want an N25 phone, compatible phone, is because 1, it's going to K-rag with your N2. It's going to allow for more uplink PCS frequency to the satellite. So basically, what does that get you? So basically, if you combine your N25 and your N2, that's going to give you more downlink speed going from the satellite. Why? Because it has to accommodate for both of those bands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
I just, and this is, and like the shitty part is that like we have to increase the uplink on the transmit power from your phone. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the other shitty part. They're gonna have to, you know.
Well, instead of having me right here with my phone and this being the antenna.
Right, exactly. You're doing the analogy. So think about how far your phone on the uplink right now has to get to a cell phone tower.
Less than a kilometer.
Right. It's usually the standard is about 2 or 3 miles. Okay, now imagine your fucking uplink has to. I mean, it's gonna have to reach all the way up. The downlink of the antennas on that satellite is going to have to transmit all the way down to Earth, but your phone is still going to have to hit that signal. It's still going to have to reach there. So it's a lot different than just trying to connect to like a cell phone tower, because your phone is going to have to hit that
base
uplink.
station. Basically, I have to hit the base station.
Think of like this. Think of like an imaginary base station that's in
Now, was this the
30,000 feet in the air or something? Or 20,
I was gonna say, were these satellites 10 kilometers up, or are we talking the 7.5 kilometers?
These are LEO satellites, so they're 200 to 500 meters above Earth. Okay.
Oh, that's closer to me than some cell towers when I'm in Utah.
These are all LEO satellites. They're 200 to 500 meters above Earth. So basically, that's how it's going to work. Now, when it transmits that 2 gigahertz from the satellite, it's going to only go so far down to the Earth. So that's why your phone is going to have to. It's like hitting an imaginary base station in midair. That's pretty much what it's doing.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how it's going to work. And we have to adjust the transmit power on the TX power on the uplink going on the PCS spectrum going from your phone to that.
So does this mean I'm going to have to get a carrier services update?
Well, yeah, of course.
Well,
yeah, so it's just the important thing that I want to stress is that these are the LEO. I think the orbit's around 500 to 700, 5 to 600, 500 to 700 for these sats that they're using in Starlink. So that's fine. The orbit's fine, but you want to be able to get a phone that does have the N25 Sprint G block PCS band in it.
Now, another thing, guys, is if you think that this is going to be perfect, I'm going to tell you this. Yes, it's going to give us great coverage. It'll give us the good voice and text message coverage. But every time those satellites are, you're changing to the next cell, remember, it's not going to be a smooth transition. It never is, even on satellite phones today. When they're going from satellite to satellite, when it's changing the orbit, to the next the next LEO, it's not a transition.
Yeah, they spoke about Doppler shift. So basically, your LEO satellites are going 1,700 miles an hour in space, right? So basically, what's happening is you have to account for. So let me explain how Doppler shift works. Basically, when you're on a satellite is coming towards you, that's you're increasing in your frequency bands. As you go away, you decrease, right? So kind of like how an oncoming car is headed towards you, oncoming car goes away from you. It's, bigger the headlights, smaller the headlights. Think of it like that, right? So your phone, and this is why it's important to have a phone that has N25 on it, is because when you're going away from those satellites, when those satellites are going away from you, you want that extra PCS spectrum to connect to those satellites. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, okay. That's why it's important to have an N25 phone, and I'm hoping that the new Galaxies next year will have the N25.
Wait, the Galaxies don't have N25, but my Pixel does?
No phone has it.
Really?
No, yeah, no phone has it. Yeah.
Even though it says it does, it has to be. They have to update the modem. You have to get a modem.
Right. No. Yeah. Right. So I mean, we have LTE. You know.
So will my Pixel 7? Will my Pixel 7, when I get it, have N25?
It's gonna have it right out the box.
It might, and that's the other thing. I don't.
Looks like I'm buying two, one for me, one for the wife.
Well, here's the thing. This is why it needs to be a 5G phone, because we're converting all the PCS spectrum over to 5G. It's all going to be an N whatever, N2, N25, and whatever. None of this spectrum that for SpaceX will work over LTE. That makes sense. We're converting everything over to 5G.
So
and with the standalone, that's going to have to be anyways.
So RF waves, yes, it does have it, but
it does it really? Okay.
Yeah, the iPhone does have it, but they still have to push an update to the phone to turn it on. Just like the Pixel 6 Pro, same thing. It's certified for the band. It just has to get a carrier. I have to get a modem.
Does the S22 have N25?
I think it does, bro. But
Can somebody look that up, please? Let me just see.
I'm looking on the Google site right now for my Pixel 6.
Yeah, if you have N25, you're fucking golden. So this is how it's going to work. So hopefully everybody understood what I was saying. And this is just going to be such a bitch to engineer as well.
Well, bro, it's never a smooth transition, especially now. Yesterday, bro, was what I've learned. What I've been learning, bro. Yeah. Wow. Actually, bro,
I can't believe they're doing it. That's the fucked up part.
Yeah. My Pixel 6 Pro says it is N25, according to Google.
Where's the? I'm trying to find the specs on the S22s.
Let me find that.
I got you, bro.
Yes, if somebody.
It doesn't have it. It's N1, N3, N5, N7, 8, 20, 28, 38, 41, 66, 71, N26, and 261.
Oh. The sub 6 gigahertz on the Pixel is N1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 12, 14, 20, 25, 28, 30, 38, 40, 41, 48, 66, 71, 77, 78.
I can't believe the S22 doesn't have N25.
Millimeter wave is N257, N258, N260, and N261.
Hold on, wait. I'm looking at S22 according to this spec sheet, it does have N25.
Which site?
What site?
Phone Arena.
Let's pull up Samsung's website. I look from the horse's mouth.
I mean, I got my Pixel stuff from Google.
Any carrier website will work as well to try to pull some N20 in the specs, those bands. Because it wouldn't make any sense to me why the 13 would be covered and why the S22 wouldn't be. Because S22, as we know, has all the fucking bands in it. So
I'm curious if my wife's 5 has a 25.
Yeah, so as long as your phone has an N25, an iPhone 13 or S22.
Dude, the Pixel 5 has an N25.
Oh, does it really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So just double check your phones if you want to take advantage of T-Mobile's Planet Zorb experience.
Extended range coverage.
As I've been saying, you need to have an N25 phone.
Bro, literally, this is going to be extended with extended coverage.
Extraterrestrial coverage.
This is what I wanted. I know a company called OmniSpace is doing this. There's another company called ATS Mobile is also doing this as well. I just can't believe T-Mobile got there first. It's not surprising.
Hey, Carlos.
Not surprising.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something. Do you think this will mean T-Mobile wins Alaskan coverage?
Well, I mean, it's gonna. Of course, it's gonna have coverage in you're gonna be able to call and text anywhere in the damn state. Yeah.
I mean, 0% from was it 7% roaming to near full calling? It's badass,
bro. I look at it like this, man. A lot of people are looking at, I already know how half of the, of the community is gonna look at it like, it's not how do you call it? I won't be able to do data and this and that like more. But you know what, man?
And these
calling and texting is more important, dude.
Oh yes.
In remote areas, put down the fucking 4K Pornhub.
Right.
Oh shit. Oh damn. If anything, if you're in those areas, instead of watching the Pornhub, you should actually bring a mate with you and make the Pornhub to load later. There you go.
We get chat in here. Oh, nice. I do. Okay.
Dude. Nah, you don't need it. It's beautiful. Go with the beauty and be with the beauty.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it does. The S22 does have N25 confirmed. It's on T-Mobile. So
okay, it is.
We're good. Yeah. So
okay.
So yeah, that's why they're saying existing phones. They're assuming that everyone has the S22 or iPhone 13, or they're going to get the iPhone 14 in next year's model, or the Pixel 6. So this is why their existing phones are ready to go. So this will be good.
I like this question from Michael. What about smartwatches like the Apple Watch or like the Samsung Watch or the new Pixel Watch that's about to come out? What about those?
My Pixel Watch will not have an R band, so no.
I know the watches are slow to adopt 5G, the NR bands. That is true.
And quite frankly, I get Bluetooth notifications on them anyway.
Right. Yeah. And to be honest, with you, the transmit power, it's not going to be right now. What they want to do, this may be fixed in the future, but for right now, your transmit power adjusted from a watch to a phone is completely different. It's a lot more smaller on a fucking watch. So this is why they need the MIMO antennas. Eventually, they're going to have to do the MIMO antennas on PCS for your phone.
So if anybody thinks you should be getting decent coverage on your watch, imagine, something like this, right? This is a 4S. To get decent coverage, you basically have to have this on your wrist.
Right.
And have half of it battery and half of it antenna mass.
Exactly, yeah.
So Jason's here, Dish bought billions in Spectrum reach options. Well look, Dish is doing it different. So we're working on it's called N53, 12 gigahertz. Yep. It's gonna be through 12 gig. It's gonna be through 12 gigahertz. Same thing as T-Mobile's doing right now. So it's gonna be the same concept. The only difference is Dish has an upper hand because they already have satellites in the air. Out there in outer space. It's easier for them to do it on their own than have to rely on somebody else.
I know Verizon just came out with a $20 home internet thing today, but can we kind of gauge, a couple questions? Why hasn't Verizon or AT&T jumped on something with SpaceX, something similar? And what do you think the response is going to be to this T-Mobile Planet Zorb?
Well, bro, actually, Siebert challenged other companies to come in and join the party, and SpaceX said, we're willing to work with everybody, whoever.
Do you think they will?
Yeah, they're going to now.
Verizon, maybe not. They don't like making money off customers.
Oh shit! but I think they will. The other companies are going to end up, jumping on this just because, bro. Like they got to. If they don't, they're screwed.
Plus, we both know that Verizon's bread and butter are those government plans with the suits that don't feel like porting out, right?
Yeah. Here's my thing. If either Verizon or AT&T does something equivalent, with SpaceX or something, some satellite company, I'll be on board for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just one of them. It doesn't have to be both. Just one.
But,
Hans is probably breaking out his best gator shoes and figuring out who to take for dinner.
Bro, right now, right now he's like, damn. He's like, fuck, how do I do this, man? Do I wear the ones that look like natural alligator, or do I wear the ones that look glossy alligator?
Yeah. Or do I get the real alligator?
Yeah.
Or does he have like an alligator on the side that is ready to slaughter and just make shoes out of it real quick?
Fresh alligator.
Fresh alligator shoes. Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do and what they're gonna say. I think this is, to me, in my eyes, this is T-Mobile's best move yet. I love connectivity. I think this is great that they're doing it. We'll just have to see how the other two respond. Okay, Carlos.
But okay, so do you think that the reason why T-Mobile actually pushed quick on this is because they knew that when Boost Infinite launches with the new, I mean, there are rumors that the new iPhone will be compatible with Dish and N53 will be working.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why T-Mobile did. It's because their PCS spectrum. Think about it. They have the Sprint PCS spectrum, and it's the downlink and uplink frequencies are right there. So basically, your transition of going from downlink to uplink is pretty much, for SpaceX, 2 gigahertz is pretty much asynchronous, is what they said. You basically your Doppler frequency shifting. So let me explain something to you guys. When you're working with Doppler shift, your frequency range has to be very, very close together. So the reason why this is if you're trying to do an uplink on PCS and trying to maybe do a downlink on low band or downlink on any other faraway frequency, guess what? It ain't gonna work for shit. This is why your PCS spectrum is very close together, with T-Mobile's and SpaceX, because this is why it's able to work effectively. Okay. Because you have one set of downlink, one set of uplink, and we already know what the frequencies are for that. So
now, this is what I like about Michael Porter, where he put out here and said, "I think if Verizon and AT&T partner with Starlink, the service won't be free like it is on T-Mobile."
Probably not.
Oh, I would like to point out something to the viewers. If you think there's a major difference between sending and receiving RF from a tower and a satellite, you're still just throwing it to another bent pipe.
Yeah.
Basically.
The only difference is distance.
Right, and how far away does that negotiation take place? So when you work with frequencies, picture two people talking to each other. You don't want picture like a high-pitched person and like a very low-pitched person, right? So you don't want that happening. You want both people on the same wavelength speaking naturally, and that's how RF works. I got so many thoughts going through my head right now. A part of me is thinking, should I get T-Mobile service again? I don't know.
So
we'll see.
So Jared is talking. Carlos, Boost Infinite won't be able to do it very good. They don't have but a couple of satellites in space. Not true. They got more than what you think. But it's not. Of course, it's not going to be. It's not like Starlink's capacity. But if they end up selling good service, more service, and getting more revenue, of course, that's subject to change. And maybe they might partner up with SpaceX too and give them the spectrum. Remember, what bandwidth was SpaceX crying about? 12 gigahertz.
12 gigahertz. Yeah.
Guess what? How much Dish owns? 1,200 megahertz.
Shit ton of it.
1,200 good old megahertz of it.
To answer PA Speedtesting Adventures, it's going to be working over NR because that's where our spectrum is going to be shifted over to 5G. So you're going to want a phone, again, that has both N25 and N2 on it.
Also, the NR is a more up-to-date modulation frequency. So why would you, if you have the option between a steam engine for your car and a hydrogen battery, why would you pick the steam engine?
And the other reason why this is going to have to work effectively over NR because of the standalone core for their T-Mobile's cloud-based core. That's the same exact core that these satellites work. They work over a internet type-based core, right? A secure version of that, right? So That's how your ground satellites, your ground terminals get connected through. That's how your SpaceX works now over secure cloud-based core, right? So, again, you'll need to have an N25 N2 phone.
Now it says Jared's talking about, can the satellite simultaneously send more than one spectrum, like if T-Mobile and Verizon want to get in on it at the same time?
Yeah.
I can answer that. Yes, it depends on how many transponders they have and antennas that they have. So basically, your transponders have to deal with a certain frequency range.
Well, bro, he said it was going to be like this, bro. He said like this, the satellites and shit. You're gonna be like that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to support Verizon, AT&T, I don't know what frequency they'll use.
Tell us.
They could use millimeter wave for all I freaking care. I don't know. Who knows?
They could easily use millimeter wave.
Yeah, they
could. As long as you don't have too many obstructions in the sky with the Doppler, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, think about how much bandwidth they have over that too. So.
Yeah, I mean, a fair bit of satellite frequencies are like, due to what the FCC did, a lot of satellites my other half works with is an X-band.
DSS, Sebastian. People does not use DSS, sir.
So X-band is, I believe, was at like 24 gigahertz off the top of my head.
For what was your question, Pete?
So millimeter wave is fine as long as you accommodate the added Doppler effect and any other debris in the sky.
Right.
They can bend it, and you can get something. You won't get, the line of sight 3 gig down like you do on land, but it would work.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this. I'm really interested effect of how this is going to affect the air traffic in the sky. I bet we're going to have to kind of maybe work around that from a engineering perspective with how it's going to affect the planes and shit like that. So,
PCS, it's not going to mess with the planes.
Not the planes themselves, but I don't know if it's going to. I hope to God, and I hope to God that the FAA is going, this PCS is going to interfere with some equipment in a plane, Let's just hope they don't do that.
No, they've already rated against that in the 70s.
Yeah, we'll see.
Seriously, it was tested against that in the 70s, and the issue with the 3 gigahertz band was the fact that they were expected to use it in the 70s, and nobody likes upgrading equipment.
Yeah.
I hope there's no interference issues or whatever that pops up, because that's going to be
right.
crazy.
Yeah, I would love to see this service up and running, and the more satellites Elon gets up in the air, the better. And I think once it's stable enough to do calling and texting, I think I'm on board. It was always been a dream of mine to have universal coverage everywhere in the United States, right? And I think that's a dream for me.
And it's not like if you're in the boonies, you need to be watching that 8K stream from NHK on YouTube.
Right.
Exactly. This is how I look at it, bro. It's best to have calling, bro. Calling's very important.
Yes, yes.
And this is a pain point that's going to be solved right here with this launch of this system. This new using the PCS band. So this is good. It's good news.
So Sebastian, your NRDC is basically you can use your LTE and 5G data at the same time. That's what that's for. But again, the spectrum, when you're using for Doppler shift, that's all going to be converted over to 5G. So that's why it's important. Again, to everybody here, don't expect to use LTE on this and have it work properly. You need to have N25 and N2.
Also, don't expect anything new, like innovative or coverage-wise or anything like that, to show up on your LTE phone. That's a level of naivety that is silly.
What I think is going to really happen is this is going to push Verizon and AT&T to really get on standalone quicker and faster. I would not be surprised if they're going to announce something saying, screw LTE, we're just going to 5G everything with the core. I think I think Hans is probably running across the room right now and saying, "When the hell can we get to shut this 3G sooner down than December and get get all the spectrum we can, move down to 5G, get the core up." I think they could be scrambling right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff.
Oh, that's 21.
Now,
yeah.
Now, he did mention about backhaul. I mean, it was brought up.
Don't say the B word, Carlos. Don't say the B word, man.
Why not? It has to get mentioned.
What's going on in the backholes?
So this is something that I alluded to. Basically, so back in the Sprint PCS, back in the Sprint small cell days, we were actually able to use 1900 and band 41 for our small cells. We did various combinations of either microwave or fiber or just our relay systems, right?
Yeah.
So with the small cell strategy that T-Mobile has, it is, it's how do I want to say this? It's technically feasible, and maybe plausible to use the PCS spectrum for backhaul. Now, they would have to kind of get it to what the Starlink satellites can do now as far as the internet that does the internet now. It's going to have to work like that. So, again, that's going to come down to engineering.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sorry, too. I don't even feel like going to work tomorrow. It's just
do you want me to send you some scotch?
Yeah, please.
You're gonna have to tell me if I figured out your address correctly offline.
Okay.
Jesus.
But no, man, I from the Lowe's, from the I called it, bro, from the meeting. It's just I'm like, oh, please don't let this be true. Please don't let this be true. It's true. Get ready for Planet Zorb Internet and Planet Zorb calling and texting.
Hey, I'm down with calling on PCS anywhere I go in the Union.
So one thing I kind of want to mention that he was right on is you're going to get about 2 to 4 megabytes. Okay, that's enough for a call. Now, depending on how many people are using it, now let's say if it's just you, you're going to get at least I'm probably predicting about 2 to 4 megs on the speed test if you're connected to the Starlink satellite from a T-Mobile phone. What's up, Greg? Are you going to be a happy T-Mobile customer now that you have a viable service for your shitty New York non-existent towers?
Uh-oh. He's lost for words.
He's lost for words. He's like, oh, no towers here. I'll just Starlink.
Oh shit, bro. The only thing about this, bro, is just okay. So it's gonna work. We're gonna get it good, everything. But the only part that pisses me off about the whole situation is that you got customers that have been waiting for Starlink for literally, bro. They paid like a year and a half, maybe some even 2 years. They paid the deposit to go, and they're still waiting for their satellite and their service, bro. But you're sitting here and you're doing this right away versus finishing serving your customers. That's the part that kind of gets to me a bit, because
I have a feeling that this is gonna I feel that with T-Mobile doing this, I feel this is just a great way to upsell them into T-Mobile home internet, because that's nationwide available, saying, oh, we have T-Mobile home internet at home that you can get now, and when you're away from home, 100 billion miles away, you can now use Starlink. I think this is just going to be another upselling point for T-Mobile home internet.
You think? Oh, to sell the T-Mobile home internet?
Yes, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Zero cool.
Yeah.
They can't upsell me. I'm going to be getting phones with 100 gigs of hotspot.
Yeah. It's just, it's that's a funk. He's a little he's a little wrong on the kilobits. It's actually more data than that. He's talking about like most like a borderline, digital call over like that's like 3G speeds pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey, Lowe's, do you have a moderator that does ads like that?
What do you mean?
I see in your YouTube a wrench Streamlabs.
Oh yeah. The auto bot, it does, like, in case a moderator doesn't catch it, the bot will.
Yeah, that's you can try to cancel out that XYZ.
Yeah.
Adult dating.
Freaking XYC these
unless they want T-Mobile service, we got nowhere to go.
Hey! T-Mobile service, you cannot watch that stuff in the middle of nowhere.
You got Elon mentioned that it will be about 2 kilobit for a phone call, so you could possibly have thousands of phone calls. Well, I mean, yeah, if they're given 2 to 4 meg, then yeah, you'll be able to, no problem.
Correct. Yeah, that's pretty much what he's saying there. So if you divide up the downlink throughput of 2 to 4 megabytes per user, each user using 2 kilobytes, then yeah. So that's pretty much what your throughput needs for the call.
And Lowe's.
Yeah.
Really, if we're in the middle of the desert in Vegas dropping peyote, what's the likelihood of anybody taking over that full 2 megs?
It's not much.
It's like next to nothing, because if you get close enough, you're an N71.
Oh, so this is what MS is saying. So this is Brandon Carr's answer to Jessica R's statement that Starlink might not be able to meet the numbers, so no cash for them.
Yeah, I read about that. That's for the rural fund. Honestly, I don't think Elon cares, because that money, he has more money than God. So I don't think he really cares about money, rural fund money from the FCC.
Hey, Lowe's, would you get kicked off YouTube if I mimicked the Elon Musk meme?
I don't think so.
Okay, do I have one in here?
Oh shit! I know what he's about to do.
I gotta go to the other room and do that one. Screw it, I'm not gonna.
I know what you're gonna do.
Thought I had one on my desk.
Oh damn!
Greg, are you there?
I am here. I had to this website. I don't play nice with my MacBook.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit!
Well, welcome. Are you happy about this announcement? So that you'll be a hub service now in New York.
You know, I may be able to send a text within a 10-mile radius of my house now.
You might be able to make a phone call or two. Yeah, this is gonna get this is gonna get better. So keep in mind, guys, this is gonna get better and better as more satellites providing more bandwidth, right? Mm-hmm. Think about density in space. Okay, all right. It's the same principle as in here and on Earth. It's up in space. So more satellites meaning more bandwidth for users. You can make phone calls and maybe watch a video or two.
Maybe.
I think that video thing is pretty optimistic. I think you basically have to be the only one on a cell to be able to watch video.
It's possible. We'll see. I suppose it's still.
If it's 2:00 in the morning and you're in the Grand Canyon, middle of nowhere, it might work for video, but I wouldn't count too much on it.
I want to say it's 8 kilobytes, I believe, for streaming. Like if you want very, 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 very low quality. But then again, what sites don't do that? They don't transmit at lowest bit rate. They always go high, high DAC stuff, right?
And then you have to remember you have to load all the assets as well. You gotta load the service. You gotta load the thumbnails or the album art.
Yep.
It's a lot more than just 8 kilobits a second. It's a lot more than that.
Look at Josh. He's worried about streaming music with it, bro. That's it. What's the lowest bitrate music? It's not 96 kbps, dude.
I mean, for someone who kind of understands what this is about, I wouldn't say, yeah, you're 100% going to get data. I would say you can text on it. You will probably be able to call on it, but data
you will be able to call.
Data is going to be a hit or miss depending on how many people are on said cell.
you could load Google Maps on that because they're just sending you a list of coordinates to turn at, not the entire map.
So, guys, think about how satellite phones work today. That's pretty much how it's going to work, except it's going to be a little bit faster bandwidth. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you think Verizon and AT&T have a competition against this? Are they in the works with something?
I swear, I hope Verizon CEO and AT&T CEO are getting together at this moment and just finding some way to counter this. Like, please, like, bring Randall in. I don't give a shit. Like, have some way to counter this. Like, I need a counter from the big two.
Okay.
They gotta have competition. They gotta. This is something that's actually different. The first different thing that your phone can do in years.
Hold up. Did they brand this Uncarrier?
Yes,
they will be.
Free.
They will be.
It's Uncarrier.
But
what about battery life, guys, on these devices? Do you think this is really going to tank battery life when you're on this?
It's to me, when I'm looking at this, it's going to tank your battery life if your cell phone has to connect to the satellite only. Okay,
yeah.
That means if nothing else is available, it's gonna boost your uplink transmit power from your phone and talk to Planet Zorb, and yes, it's going to drain your battery life faster.
It's basically like being on an Edge cell phone connection. It's gonna kill your battery. It's like having one bar Band 71. It kills your battery.
It's gonna kill the battery, but if you need the core, get your ass out of shit.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what how the latency is going to be for calling. That's what I'm wondering.
Well, Starlink has decent latency. Like
True.
assuming it runs similar to Starlink.
Yeah,
Starlink
I hope it does.
Starlink
it's not gonna be, yo, you picking up weights at the store?
Yeah.
You'll probably have about a second, 1.2 seconds delay between, at the worst, in communication.
But that's not bad.
I get worse between T-Mobile and AT&T in my market.
You're not really gonna notice it too much, bro, unless like you literally were standing next to the person, and calling. That's probably when
I mean, you guys remember how I called you on my satellite phone for voice? Remember how that was? So that's pretty much how it's gonna be.
You sounded almost as good as VONR.
Now you're being biased.
No, I'm not. I could not hear you rubbing your chin on your satellite phone.
There you go.
Yeah, I think.
No, seriously, I could not hear him rubbing his chin.
Yeah, this is going to be when this actually gets launched off the ground. Lois, we need you out there, man. You're gonna have to go in some remote areas where there's no towers. Maybe the gorge. Go test. Go to the gorge.
Hey, Lois, do you know anybody with a dune buggy?
Yeah.
There you go.
We're gonna have to test with the dune buggy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to test it, like really test it.
Man, I don't even have to go out to a dune buggy. I live in one of those areas.
No. No, I'm getting the sunscreen, and we're just going out in Vegas with 3 gallons of water. Middle of the desert, outside Vegas, 3 gallons of water.
Now,
basically, yeah, I can answer this question from Michael. So LEOsats work better than GeoSats. Okay, so they're much more closer to the Earth. It will work in the car, but not as well as outside.
Hold up. I got another serious question for Los. Does the dune buggy have an 8-track player or a cassette player?
I do not know that, actually.
I need to know what media to bring Led Zeppelin on.
Right. We're just gonna have to maybe Bluetooth, bro. We might have to bring a JBL or something with us.
There you go.
And the JBL's got good
I have an iPod
life.
with their entire discography.
Oh, there you go. Exactly. I'll bring the aux cable. We got it.
Yeah. Carlos got like so many JBL speakers. It's not even funny.
Where are these LEO satellites? Where where these are LEO satellites, shouldn't the latency be better than the GEOs?
Yeah, GEOs is up here, LEO's around here. Less time.
So a geo satellite is it's a lot farther up. So basically, your geosite altitude is anywhere. It's 22,000 miles up. Okay, that's how much a geosat is versus a LEOsat. You're only about 500 or 600 meters.
Michael, the thing is, if you get a Wii boost and booster and mount it, it's not, since this is a LEO satellite versus terrestrial cell tower. No, it won't. It's not gonna work like how you think.
Unless they upgrade the firmware.
Yeah, they literally, the cell boosters will have to like make a model that's specified for LEO to boost LEO signal. What?
We got PA saying we need to stream that, Los.
No way. No way.
How?
This isn't a streaming experience. It's us getting lost in the desert calling our wives.
Bro, like literally, where we're planning on going, there's literally gonna be no service period from nobody.
That's the point.
We can definitely plot some maps definitely ahead of time. So
Hey, we could bring a jackery. We could bring some solar panels. Bring the Starlink.
Yeah.
No. I'm thinking some peyote.
Bro, all we need is
definitely
a bottle,
some out there.
a bottle, and we're good. Yep. That's it. But I don't know, guys. I mean, let's wrap this up then.
Los, if you weren't demonetized, we totally demonetized you on this one.
No, bro, it wasn't anyways. No, we're chilling, bro. We're open. But,
okay, good.
But I appreciate everybody for coming in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Pete, for joining in. Zero Cool and Greg. Appreciate everybody that watched the live stream. Make sure #replay crew. And appreciate all the members and everybody. Oh shit! Appreciate everybody for the love and support. And let's get the hell out of here. All right. Thank you. And
Deuces.